You're about to share your screen to Immersive Display, and it's a lot simpler than you might think. I'm John Flores, lead product designer at Immersive. Over the next few minutes, we'll cover every way there is to connect to Immersive Display. From a browser, from the Immersive Connect mobile app, casting from a laptop or a phone, and even an HDMI wired connection. Plus, we'll go over how multiple people can simultaneously share their screen to the same display. Before we get started, here's what you'll need. For laptop sharing, any browser will do. There's no app downloads, no usernames, no passwords required. And for mobile sharing, you can download the Immersive Connect mobile app, which is free for iOS and Android. And if you have Immersive Pro in your room, there's actually a dedicated HDMI in connection. We'll cover all that later. When you walk into a Immersive enabled room, you'll see what we call the idle screen. On the screen, you'll see the room's name, a short URL, and a screen key that you'll be using to connect to the display. And if your Immersive Cloud admin has them enabled, you'll see icons to show AirPlay, Miracast, Google Cast, and HDMI in. So let's get started. To connect from a browser, simply open up a new tab and type in app.immersive.com. You'll land here on the Connect screen, where all you have to do is type in a screen key, your name, and click Connect. I'm going to go ahead and type in a screen key. Now these screen keys rotate every few minutes. So if you connect and disconnect, you always want to make sure you're grabbing the latest screen key when you connect to a display. So just like that, I'm now connected. You can see my avatar up on the screen, and I'm not sharing yet. That's on purpose because this way it's a little easier to switch between presenters without having to disconnect and reconnect every time. So to share my screen, I'm going to click Share Screen. And depending on your browser, you'll see a few options. There's sharing a tab, which is very focused. Sharing for privacy purposes, you only want to share one specific thing. You can also click Window to share a specific app window to the display. Or you can share your entire screen, which everything is on your computer will now be up on the display. I'm going to go ahead and share a browser tab. This is recommended for things like PowerPoint to have a better experience with latency and everything on the display. And just like that, I'm connected and sharing. I can scroll around my content, see it change on the display. Now to stop sharing, you can click the X in the client to remove the content, or you can simply click disconnect, which will disconnect you from the display and stop sharing. Just like when you close your laptop, this also disconnects you from the display. So after hitting disconnect, the display returns back to the idle screen and it's ready for the next presenter. Now, if you're on a Mac, you can also share wirelessly using AirPlay, and there's no browser needed. Let's take a look how to do it. On your Mac, you can go to the Control Center on the top right of your screen and click the Screen Sharing button. A list of available displays will show up on the screen, and you tap on the screen that you want to connect to. It'll show an AirPlay code on the screen in the room, which is different than the screen key. Simply type in the code, and just like that, I'm now sharing to the display wirelessly. No browser needed, all through AirPlay right on my Mac. When you're done sharing, you go back up to the Control Center and click the screen mirroring button again and click Stop Mirroring. On Windows, you can also share wirelessly using Miracast. Now this could be called Cast or Connect depending on your machine. So to do this, I'm going to go to the Action Center and hit Windows K on my computer, tap on the display I want to connect to, and that'll show the Miracast pairing code up on the display. Now I'm going to type in that code and hit Connect. And just like that, now I'm connected and sharing wirelessly using Miracast. And you can see on my screen that I have the options to duplicate or extend, or just show as a second screen only. Now when I'm done, simply tap disconnect, and this takes the immersive display back to the idle screen, and it's ready for the next device. If you're on your phone, the Immersive Connect mobile app gives you the same sharing experience just as it does on your browser. It is available now for iOS and Android. So all you have to do is open up the app. You'll see the Connect screen just as you would on your browser, and type in the screen key. Then type in your name, and just like that, you're connected. And now let's share some content. I'm just gonna hit start mirroring. Now your phone is mirroring on the display, and you can move over to whichever app you want to share. And since we support screen rotation, you can rotate your phone to see a nice horizontal view on the pod. Then when you're done, you can simply just lock your phone or kill the app, or you can return to the app and hit disconnect up at the top, hit stop broadcast, and you're back to the Connect screen on your phone and the idle screen on the pod. And sharing from a tablet has a very similar flow as we saw on the phone. I'm going to be sharing from an Android tablet now, and from the Connect screen, I'm just going to enter in the screen key. And one thing that's cool about Android is that you can share a specific app or mirror your whole screen. It just depends on your model. So I'm going to hit start mirroring, let it go to stay on share one app, tap next, and let's share Chrome. And now we're sharing content with just the app we wanted to share, and we don't have to mirror our whole screen unless you want to. And then to disconnect, we're just going to go back to the Immersive app, tap disconnect, confirm, and now we see the Connect screen on the tablet as well as the idle screen on the pod. Now, if you have Immersive Pro in your space, you have one other option to share, which is HDMI in. There's a dedicated HDMI in port right on the back of the pod. Simply run a cable to the table as a last resort. I'm going to do this by plugging an HDMI into my laptop. And just like that, after plugging in an HDMI cable, my content is now on the display. I can scroll around, and this is an offline document. I don't even have to be connected to a network to be sharing to the pod using HDMI in. And this is available on Immersive Pro only. When you're done sharing, simply unplug the cable and you'll return back to the idle screen. One of the things that makes Immersive really useful in a meeting is how multiple people can share simultaneously to the same display. So we're going to do this as if I'm two users from a Windows machine and a MacBook. So I'm just going to type in the screen key, and I'm going to connect and share a browser tab. You'll see this pop up on the display immediately. And now, as if I were another user, I'm going to use the same screen key to connect from my MacBook. I can share a different window. And just like that, you see the content side by side. No changing turns, no deciding who gets to go next. Pure wireless multi-share. And that's it. You're now connected and sharing to your Immersive enabled display. Today we've covered sharing from a browser, the Immersive Connect mobile app, casting from a phone or a laptop, and even a wired HDMI in connection. All you have to do is walk into a room, pick whichever works best for you. For full documentation and setup guides, visit immersive.com. And if you need help, our support team is always available at immersive.com/support. Thanks for watching.